Hi there, my name is Rian and this is lesson 16C. When I did the recording of the pillar and the wall, I saved out the file as a JPEG so that I have that as to put that as an image in the icon, the YouTube icon. What I forgot to do is I forgot to save it out as a CRITA file. So if you save it as a JPEG, it saves it as a single layer. So in this lesson, I'm just going to redraw everything, but I might have a quicker and better way to draw that pattern. So let me quickly redraw the pillar and the wall, and then once I get to the pattern, I'll show you how we can quickly do that, the faster method. So let's talk about the wall. I see a few mistakes, so I want to take this a little bit more straight. So let's bring that down, like so, and bring that forward. So I'm just going to continue with this, and then I'll get to the pattern. Let's talk about the pattern. Let's create a new layer and break the pattern down quickly. So what we are looking at is we are looking at a circle, something going straight up, and then we've got a bit of a flat area there as well, and then the curve that goes in and a curve that goes in from that circle bit. And then we have that curve on top as well. So what I am going to do instead is I'm going to look at it from the front. So we're basically going to stand in front of this wall and look at that pattern from the front. I just quickly want to merge this with that one, and I actually forgot to finish this line, so let's quickly do that while we digest the idea. Right, so paint layer. Right, so let's create yet another new layer. I'm going to use this blue layer as my basis. So we want a circle pattern, and then that flat bit that goes up like so, and we say that there's another pattern that comes down like that, and then we've got a bit that is straight, and coming down from that round pattern is another indent or pattern that runs down like that. Right, and you can see that this is symmetrical as well. So let's divide that in half and only use half of that to create the pattern. So we want to make sure that you've selected your new paint layer. Go down, come around, come down, come around. And then don't take it all the way, because from the side we need to create that indent. So I'm going to start there, bring it down and across, and then that indent pattern down and across as well. Right, now let's duplicate that, and then Control T and flip or mirror horizontal, and let's put that together and merge those two layers again. So there's our pattern. So we want to repeat this pattern, and I want to delete that horizontal bit at the bottom because we've already got that at the bottom. So let's erase that. Okay, scale it that it fits that that pattern we've got there. Right, so before we skew this, let's copy and paste that again. Move it over, and now let's make this pattern fit each other. Control E, Control copy, Control V. You see how you can quickly create a repeating pattern by just copying one, then the two together, and then three. That should do it. Now I'm going to skew this. Now let's put this in the middle and skew it like so. Now, isn't that much easier and quicker to do? Okay, I'm just going to follow that line as basis. I'm going to use the grid to skew it. Right, and then let's put that on there. Okay, now we need to scale it to make it fit. If I hold Control, no, if I hold Shift, it scales it proportionally. So I'm happy with that. Enter, and then we need to erase that far bit there. Okay, and then merge it with your wall layer. Let's merge that, Control E, and now we can create a new layer. Either you can create a new layer and do the same thing where you repeat the pattern, but I'm going to do this by hand, just finishing it off. Alright, so there's our repeating pattern, quick and easy method that I've shown you. So don't be afraid to make mistakes. Sometimes the mistakes you make will show you methods and teach you other ways of doing things, because we've got this set mind of doing it this specific way that we know, but mistakes force you to think outside the box and be creative. So don't be afraid to make mistakes and experiment. There's nothing wrong with taking another route. If someone has taught you in a specific way, you can always change the way you use the knowledge that you've gained. So knowledge is there to teach you how to do a thing, but wisdom is there to guide you to do it a different way, which will make it more useful for you and make it quicker. So use tutorials as a way to get there quickly, but use your own gut feel of how to create and amend the knowledge for your purpose. The takeaway for this lesson is don't be afraid to make mistakes. Sometimes there's quicker ways to do things, but you only see that once you've made the mistake. The second thing to keep in mind is when you save your file, make sure that it's KRA, K-R-A, instead of JPEG, because if you save it out as a JPEG, it will save it as a single layer, and then you won't be able to edit your assets, move them around individually. All right, so that concludes this lesson. In the next lesson, we will take this wall and create variations of that. That's for the next lesson. See you in the next one.